All right, now we ended on how to import data, and let me just go through once more how to import data. We said you get data, then you pick it from here. See that you pick it from get data, that is on data tab. You pick it from here or here, anywhere. That is with Microsoft 2021. These other versions you'll find they pick data from txt, you'll find it somewhere here. So now the moment I click, okay, the options will come. We have this one, and I'll definitely pick from text because my data is in text format. My data is in text format, so I'll pick the one in text. Okay, waiting for it to load. Okay, boom. So my data is somewhere here. Okay, where is MS Access? Oh no, MS Excel. MS Excel and Excel Practical is here. So once you double click, it would automatically move, or it would automatically be selected. Okay. 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 Let me pause a bit as it is loading. All right, so mine has come here as file origin. It's taken from Windows. Then delimiter or separators is the tab. If you want, you can click here and change, put some different separators that you would want based on the first 200 rows. That's the data type detection. So okay, so now here we have different options, semicolon, space, colon, and many others to use for separating the columns. So I've used tabs and columns have been separated. When you check the way it was in the previous video, they were just looking as one, they were not in a certain form. So now you can now load it. Let's load it. Okay, we're just waiting for it to load. Okay. All right, and finally, data has been applied perfectly here. Data has been applied perfectly, and is saying hence your query tables with colorful styles and etc. So I'll just pick the same one which has been chosen for me. So now in this case we are going to add one column here, of which I want you to do so as well, which will be total cost. Okay, so we want now to do some calculations. So this portion is price per unit, which we need to add under number group in the home tab. When you click this point, it will show a K, signifying the current currency where the machine is operating from. So when you click here, to give us a K, the moment there'll be numbers there. So first things first, we are going to perform the sum task. So the sum task, sum in simpler terms, add everything in a list of columns or rows. So now we are going to put the sum function here, and we're going to type sum. Before you type any function, the first thing you have to do is to initiate an equal to sign. Once you initiate an equal to sign, you start typing sum. Then you can double click if you want. If you want, you can just continue typing. Then you can pick B2, then you put a full colon 2 B to B, to B13. So where are the B2 and B13 coming from? Microsoft Excel works the same way when we learned about the XOY plane. The letters here are on the x-axis and the numbers are on the y-axis. So where the two coordinates meet formulates a cell. Where the two coordinates meet, it becomes a cell. So that is how it is. So we start from the letters and end with the numbers. So the cell references B2 to B13, then you close, and it will give us the total number of all the items here. All the items that are here. All the items. So we can do the same even here. Even here we can do the same. The moment we've clicked, because it has known that here we were typing some numbers here. So here you can just even open up, that is for Windows 2021. Then you can do sum. Automatically it will bring the sum of the totals. Now we are done with the sum. Let us look at the product. Let us look at the product. With the product, we are now going to type our product in here for us to find the total cost for this product. This is per unit and this is the quantity. We are supposed to multiply the quantity times price per unit. So we're going to equals product here, product this, comma this. So a comma marks as a separator. Product itself, it knows to say, oh, this and that is the product. So in some Excel designs, it will come as this, especially when you're online. It will come as product at quantity times product at price per unit. Then you do equals, automatically everything will be calculated at once. If you want the product for one by one, you can say product, you can do this, product, open brackets. This one, the cell reference is B2, comma, C2. Then we close the bracket. Automatically it will be 15, the same as this one, but it will not do things in an automatic state. So we are good to go. What is the next formula? The next formula we are going to look at is product sum. Then say, what are we going to put up? Let me check from our structure. Just forgotten. Okay, this is not the one. Okay, I'm sure this is the one. Our instruction guide follows from product. Okay, we had skipped average. Okay, the average of quantity of all items. So now average, we'll look at the average per price unit of all items and average of the quantity. So how do we calculate average? In this instruction guide, we are given the amount on how to calculate average. Let us look at the average here. We're going to say equals average of B2 to B13. That is the average. Then you close. So average of quantity is 8. Average price, let us look at the average price, equals average. I'm going just to double click so we can even highlight from here to there. Then you close. You've even seen the formula said Excel hyphen practical square bracket price per unit. That's the average, meaning it will calculate anything that is going to be in that area. So the average is a 3. That was the average cost per price. We are done with the average. We are done with the average. Let's now move on to count. Count, the first count, it makes sure that it counts all the occupied, all the used cells. So we're going to use count here. We'll just write count, then count if. So there are two formulas that we're going to use, count and count. So we're going to do count here and the count if also on this column. So we're going to say if count that is count contains a number in the cells. Okay, so when we are just counting the column that has got numbers, we use count. So we now highlight the value from B2 to B13 and close. Here there are numbers, and it has told us the total records that we have there as to be 12, and it's true. 12 records that we have there. There are 12 records that we have there. Let's try count here. We see if it will. Now see the alternative that we are going to use. Equals count, open bracket, and close. It has said 0. Reason is very simple. These are not numbers. So when we are dealing with numbers, we use the count function. But if we are dealing with letters, we use count A. Here, immediately after count, after the count spelling, you need to add A. And when we count, it is equivalent 12. Let us now look at the last part. The last count is count if. So count if, type it the same way we type these other counts, but we end with if. So when you say count if, so we are going to focus directly on the numbers first. Count if, what is here to there, comma, is greater than 10 or greater than 11. Let me close. Okay, it needs to be corrected. Our criteria is not okay. Okay, so now we're saying count if what is from B1 to B2 is greater than 11. Okay, let's do this. Oh, it has failed again. Okay, let's try to put the space. Again, it has failed. So practically, you count, there's a range here and the criteria that you want to have. Our criteria is supposed to be in speech marks, and it will count. So I've done it clearly, slowly. Some errors have been presented, and these are common things that people forget. So you find that someone want to calculate and he forgets those ones. So now we can even do another one. Let's do this. If count, I want to use in on text. Count if a range from to there, comma, as the word fruit. Okay, I'll write the fruit just like that with mixed up letters. Let's see what happens to correct on its own. Okay, so now we count. There are 4 fruits that have been counted. Thank you for your time and God bless you. please do the task that has been given and submit back all these works. So what I'm going to share is the TXT for the practical purposes. God bless you.